Okie dokie, we are recording. Really quick, guys. Beth and I, you guys always hear me talk and you always hear Beth talk, so we know you get tired of listening to us. So what better way than bringing one of our favorite people? Natalie Knabe is going to kind of talk to you guys. She has something all planned. So we hope you enjoy this special treat. And just really quick, so you guys know, Natalie's not on my team and she is not on Beth's team. She is doing this out of the kindness of her heart. So when we really do talk about One Plexus, this is what it's all about. She is gaining nothing from this at all. She is doing this as a favor to us. So Natalie, thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you very much, Natalie. We're so excited.
Thank y'all for having me on. I love doing this because I need to talk to my team about this, and I haven't spoken with them about it in a while. I mean, I think they kind of roll their eyes when I talk about what I'm about to talk about, but I haven't actually done it for new people in a while. So anyway, I like to, one of the ways that I think all of us ambassadors can be successful, even if we've, I'm coming up on 3 years, and I started out of the chute just kind of doing this, and several people started asking me, well, what do you think helps you? And so I don't know really where I got the term from, but I just call it dripping on people. You know, you just kind of drip little nuggets of information on them until they're absorbed like a big little sponge, and they really don't have any choice but to ask you about Plexus. And I have people that have been watching my journey for almost 3 years that are just now coming out of the woodwork and are asking me. And they're asking me great questions, which means that they've actually been watching what I've been doing. And so I feel like I'm doing something right. I wish that they would ask me when I first started, right? Don't get me wrong. I'd love them to have been on the journey sooner, not for me, but for them. I mean, 3 years, could you imagine where their help could be in 3 years? So here's what I call it, dripping. So the old school teacher in me came up and I just I made, what's it called? Like an acronym for the letter DRIP. So here we go. Are y'all ready? You can take notes, or I think they're actually recording it. And I don't normally let people record me because I can kind of, I can go off-roading a lot, and sometimes my off-roading isn't always politically correct. So anyway, I will try to keep it under wraps today because they are recording. But the first letter is D, and you need to be deliberate in everything that you do, Plexus related, and actually in everything you do in your life, right? So this really, you could take this across the board with your life. But I want you to be deliberate. I want you to be deliberate in your post. I want you to be deliberate in your deliverance. I want you to be dependable, because a dependable person is somebody worthy of trust, right? So D basically is, I want you to be deliberate in everything that you do. 2, the second one is R, and it's rinse and repeat, and only because R comes second, but really, I need R to be all the way at the bottom. But I want you just think about that for a minute. Just rinse and repeat. Everything that you do, you need to rinse and repeat, which means you need to do it again and again and again. My mom used to give me advice. She was, when those middle school girls were mean to me, and she would give me words of wisdom to say to them. And I was like, but they don't hear me. And she goes, rinse and repeat. Say it again. Rinse and repeat. And so that's how we need to be with our Plexus business too, is we need to rinse and repeat, because a lot of times they didn't see us the first time we rinsed, so we have to give them multiple opportunities to hear our message. Especially if you're using Facebook as your main avenue. Facebook is really kind of odd. I will go weeks without seeing any of Ariel's posts, and then all of a sudden I start seeing them, or I have to physically type in. I have several level ones that I have to physically go type in their name into Facebook to go see their stuff. They're like, why aren't you seeing my stuff? I don't know. So rinse and repeat. I think it's very, very important to keep rinsing and repeating. And for me, I'm going to go a little off-roading. Rinse and repeat can be quite a long one. There are 3 things, and I've been saying this to my team for a while now, but there are 3 reasons why people want Plexus. And somebody's talking. That's you, Ariel.
Hey guys, really quick, if you don't mind muting yourselves, if possible. Thank you. Sorry.
Love how she says that. So rinse and there are 3, and I loved. If you went to Super Saturday, then you saw Victor Antonio put it in the 3 W's. I used to call it wealth, weight, and health, but he does it, and it's easier to remember this way: wealth, wellness, and weight. So if you can think of the 3 W's, see, look, it even makes a W with my fingers. Every time that you talk to somebody, they are going to tell you why they need plexus. You just have to listen, right? So they're going to say, gosh, I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted today. Or they're going to say, I'm really tired of the extra weight. Or they're going to say, I am so broke. Every woman is going to tell you why. So you are going to rinse and repeat in those 3 avenues on all of your posts. You have to be even across the board because you don't know what's going to drip on that person. You don't know what's going to speak to that person. So it could be wealth. It could be wellness. It could be weight. I'm going to give you a quick little story. You've got Susie, and she's watching your post, and Susie has 20 kids, and she is just exhausted. She's overweight. She has canker sores. She's got her guts out of whack. She's just super. Susie's a mess, and she's got 20 kids, so she needs money too, right? But she's busy. So Beth will post one day about how Plexus has helped with someone's insomnia. And Susie's like, oh, for the love, I could really use some of that, but I don't have time to respond right now because one of my kids is yelling at me. Then the next day, Beth posts something about just overall well-being. And she's like, I could use a little bit more of that too. Then the next day, Beth might post, something financial. And it doesn't have to be a post that is, I'm uncomfortable talking about the financial aspect for me personally. Like if you were to even start talking to me, my neck will start getting red, and it might just me even thinking about it. I'm very humble about it, so that bothers me. But what I can do is share testimonies about how it's helped Beth, how it's helped Kimberly. I can talk about how it's helped other people. I struggle with that. I need to be a little bit better about it because that's how people can relate to me, right? Is by how I do on the products. So anyway, that's where I off-road a little bit. But so Susie's watching your post and you say something about money and she's like, wow, really? Oh, I wasn't really thinking that I could make money off Plexus too. Then all of a sudden she's at the park and Beth posts something about somebody losing some weight. And she's like, you know what? That's it. I've got all my 20 kids at the park. They're all entertained. I have a few minutes. I'm going to reach out to Beth. It takes people time to get to the point where they're going to reach out. If you are not rinsing and repeating, if you are not constantly dripping on them, they are going to find somebody else that's doing Plexus and they're going to get it from them. If you stop posting, they stop remembering. Bottom line, if you are not posting and rinsing and repeating and getting in their faces, then they ultimately stop. I got to tell you, Celeste is my level 1, and that is one thing that from the get-go she told me to do was post twice a day. And quite honestly, it's working for her, isn't it? And I think that she's done that twice a day. So I'm not reinventing the wheel here. Okay, then in the word drip, you need to be influential. I can't talk. I have I got fake teeth in my mouth. It looks like it. I have Invisalign, so I sound like I'm either drunk or have a really fat tongue. Neither are true. Influential. I cannot say that word. Say it, Ariel. What word am I trying to say? Oh, you muted yourself.
Influential.
There it is. Thank you. Anyway, that's what I want you to be. You have to be, and also that can be relatable. Every post it needs to have thought behind it. You don't need to just hit share or copy and paste. Read what you're actually posting, because one day I posted something about something that was like my boyfriend or something, whatever, which was that I was pregnant. Something about that I'd gone on a trip with somebody and then I was pregnant or whatever. And I was like, I got more messages. It was kind of funny because I got their attention right. And then I knew people were reading my post. But regardless, I should have read the post and made it more specific towards me. I just got lazy and hit copy and paste, and that kind of backfired on me. So don't do that. But you need to influence people. You want to influence your audience, and you have a captivated audience every single day, every single time that you post on Facebook. And also part of dripping I don't really have a letter for this, but part of the whole dripping, it can be, you can drip on Facebook, you can drip on social media, but I also want you to do it in person. You know, I want you to wear your Plexus swag. And at first, I didn't want to, but I'm going to be really honest with you. I do not mind being the crazy Plexus lady now that is making my mortgage. I mean, I don't care. And I'll let you in on another little secret. When I first got my Emerald Lexus, I didn't want to put the Plexus thing on the back. I was like, oh no, I just really don't want to. So I put in odd magnets, and now I can pick and choose when I have it on and when I don't. Like, so when I'm speeding, I do have it on there. It's always on there. But my point is now I am very, I try to influence everybody. I want people to see, I want to be the crazy Plexus lady. So I wear a shirt, I drink my water bottle, I carry little sticks in my bag all the time. And I don't know, here's where I'm going to off-road for just a minute, but this is a good way to drip on somebody. So you're at a play date, right? And I'm going to pretend, because I don't have a stick right here. Let's all pretend this is a stick of Plexus. And those of y'all that were at the Dallas Super Saturday, you saw this, and if you were paying attention, you absorbed it. If you weren't paying attention or weren't there, lucky you, you're about to see it. So anyway, you're at an event, right? And you're always armed to drip on somebody. So all of a sudden, one of the ladies in the little group is going, oh, I'm so tired, I'm just exhausted. And you go, you know, you got to relate to him first, right? You're like, I get it. I used to be exhausted too. And they're going to want to keep talking about themselves, because that's what we women do, right? She didn't really hear you. She heard wah, 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 wah. And so she's going to go back to talking about how exhausted she is. And she's so exhausted. My life is miserable, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm so exhausted. I don't have any energy to deal with my kids. Yeah, I get it. I used to be the same way. And, you know, I used to also have an extra 30 pounds on me too. Blah, blah, blah. What? You get it? You were tired and you had an extra 30 pounds on you? Well, what did you do? And so pretend my handbag's down here. Okay, y'all can't see my handbag, but my handbag's down there. So all of a sudden, you just say, oh, you know, I used to drink this little pink drink, this stick of pink drink. I used to drink this, or I drink this pink drink, and then you just put it right back in the bag. Well, what's the pink drink? Oh, you know, it's just drink, leveled my blood sugar and gave me energy. Back in the bag it goes. Because what do we women want? We're like, oh, we want what she has, and she just did it for me. Now I can't see it. I can't touch it. She just took it away, right? Why did she do that? I want that. So don't be like clawing in your handbag to get that sample of pink drink. So then you just go, yeah, you know, it's a drink, and it's giving me so much energy. Just let me know if you want more information about it. Back in the handbag it goes, and then you're absorbed into her conversation again. You know, doing little stuff like that, because even if she doesn't ask you about it that day, at some point, she's going to go, what did that Natalie chick, what did she have in her handbag? Or, oh, better idea, you're going to automatically just friend her, and then she's going to get a little bit more of what that pink drink was. So that's called dripping too, is always, in my opinion, you always want to be armed. You always want to be armed. And then P, the last P is you want to be persistent. Persistent. You want to continuously do it. You want to be persistent in taking your products. You want to be positive and persistent. Always doing it and always uplifting. Because let me tell you, you're the face of your company on all social media. You're the face of your company when you are out there about in front of other people. If they see you, a Debbie Downer, on Facebook, on social media, if they see you, a Debbie Downer, guess what you're going to attract? Bunch of Debbie Downers. I don't know about you guys, but I prefer to not attract Debbie Downers. So you have to be persistent, and you have to be positive in all of your posts, and you want them all to be uplifting. So we're going to start at the top. D, you want to be deliberate. You always want to be posting. You want to be very deliberate in what you're posting. R, you want to rinse and repeat. That to me is the big one. Just do it. I have girls that are finally getting it. They're like, I'm posting twice a day and nobody's saying anything. I'm like, how long have you been doing it? A week. And how long did you sit on it? A year. Okay, give it a year then. It's kind of like your weight didn't come on in 1 week. It's not going to come off in 1 week. Same thing with your business. You know, some people do have that sort of response, but some people just have to wait for it, you know, and I believe that it'll come. Rinse and repeat is R. I is, I'm not going to say it right, influential. I can't say it. See, you want to be that word. And then P, you want to be persistent and you want to be positive, you know? And so you keep doing all of those. And so as a result, when you're doing all of those every single day, at every place you go to, every event, I don't care if you're at a gala with your significant other or whomever, you need to be armed. Have a business card. I was at getting my haircut, or my son's haircut yesterday, and the lady has seen me in there several times, and she was frustrated, and she felt confident enough addressing her frustration, kind of muttering it to me. And guess what I gave her on my way out the door? I gave her my business card, and I said, listen, because what is she complaining about? She's complaining about her job. She's complaining about the situation she's in, but she has to have a job, right? Because she's working. I'm assuming she needs the money. So I just gave her my card and I said, I would love to take you for coffee. I'm not going to pressure anything on you. And you know what she gave me back with my receipt? Her business card with her cell number written on it. And that's all it took, right? But I'd already dripped on her previously because I'd worn a sweatshirt in. Sometimes I drink my pink drink, and I'll let you in on a little secret, and this is why we shouldn't record things. But sometimes if I've already had my 1 or 2 a day, but I just want to drop, I put a little bit of food coloring in my water. I might. Okay. I'll deny it if anybody asks me, but I might. Because what are you drinking? And you know, and beetroot comes in all different colors, right? Sometimes my beetroot's a little more pink, sometimes a little more red. So I'm not going to give you the formula for the food coloring. You can figure it out on your own. All I'm saying is it gets people asking, hey, Nat, what you drinking? You're not going to say water with food coloring. You're going to say a little pink drink. I love it. It gives me energy. Back in the bag it goes. So see what I'm saying? And the main thing is, and I'm going to close on this, and if you guys have any questions, you can ask me as long as your leaders are okay with that. But network marketing is all about relationships. If you remain positive, if you are persistent, if you are energetic, if you are gregarious, if you are personable, if you love on people, they are going to be drawn to you. Now, I'm going to let you in on another little secret. I don't really like to be sociable. I don't really like to go out and do all these things all the time. I'm a big introvert. People are always shocked by that, but that's because I set myself up for success, right? Like you guys are the only people I'm going to see today. After that, I'm shutting it down. Blinds are coming down. House is shut down. I'm kidding, not really. But I honestly, I just don't plan too much in one day because I know what I can handle, right? So I think you have to just put your best foot forward at all times. If you're foul, stay your foul butt at home. Don't go out, because that is your business that you are representing. That is your name that you're trying to set for yourself. Because somebody might go, hey, I really was thinking about doing that pink drink from that Beth chick. And this other lady's going to go, Beth is kind of rude. Oh, she is? Well, then I don't really want to know. But I got this chick Ariel over here. She's pretty funny, right? Those were just examples. So my point is, always be energetic, always be positive, because that's what network marketing is. And this is what I tell some of my newbies. There might be some newbies on this call. I can't tell because unfortunately, I wish it had like a hashtag or like a, hashtag after your name, 3 months in, 1 month in, newbie, whatever. Anyway, you might be a newbie, and I tell a lot of my people this. I'm like, they go, well, you already have cornered the market in this area. And I go, no, all I've done. Oh, Jessica's got a crying baby.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I wish I could mute it, but I can't. There it went. Thank you. But I need to see a picture of that crying baby. Is it cute? Would you?
Yeah, hold on. Sorry, guys. I am so sorry.
Hey, we're all moms, aren't we? Are we all moms?
I'm potty training twins. So I can't get my video on. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right.
Sorry, I'm muting that.
Happy potty training. Man, I do not miss those days.
Yeah.
I do like to talk about poop though, but I really don't miss a potty training day. Okay, so what was I just saying? See, squirrel. I'm a big squirrel girl. I see a squirrel. Hold on, it'll come to me. Maybe. What was I talking about? Send me a chat, somebody. Don't know how to chat on here? Anyway, my whole point is you have to be newbies. Thank you, Kimberly Watson. Is I tell them, my newbies, I go, I just paved the way for you. There are so many people out there. They've watched me drip. They've watched me go through this. They've watched me share. They've watched me do this, but they're going to have a better relationship with you, right? They're going to see you at the soccer games. They're going to see you at the dance recital. So they can even say, oh, so I hear you're doing plexus now. I've been watching Natalie. Tell me about it. Tell me what's going on. Tell me how it's helping you. So don't ever feel like it's saturated if you're a newbie, because I promise you it's not. And if it's saturated, then I wouldn't still be going silver every single month. Like almost every month I try to go silver, and I couldn't do that in a saturated market. I just couldn't. So it's not saturated. But that's my dripping, is you have to be, you have to do it every day, every single day. Another part of dripping is follow-up. There isn't an F in dripping, so we're going to do a little asterisk at the end is follow-up. Your follow-up has to be huge. Your follow-up is super important. You can lure them in. Lure isn't really the best word, but you can spark their interest with your dripping, but then you need to make sure that you follow up with all of them. I think follow-up is huge. All right, I'm done with that little whatever. Do you want me to see if anybody has any questions they want to chat over? Beth?
Yes. Does anybody have any questions for Natalie?
Sapphire, I'm not rude, just so you know.
No, I just used it as an example. You're on one side and Ariel's on the other. So.
I'm totally teasing. Maybe I am rude. Maybe I have a secret personality.
I think we all do, right? We all probably have a little bit of that in us. It's just, my point was, we can't really let other people that. I mean, I'm
teasing you. Right. I know. It was great. Natalie, you did great. I loved it. I took notes, and you make me laugh every time. You're just so fun. So
oh, good. So no questions, huh? That was
no
easy.
questions. Anyone?
Any questions for Natalie? Now's your chance.
You can unmute and ask.
Oh, they're letting you unmute. Somebody's got to come up with something if they're gonna. Come on with it.
Come on.
Nobody.
Somebody's unmuted.
I'll ask a question. I'll ask a question. This is Jessica, the crying baby. I always want to know, because I'm somewhat like you, where I am uncomfortable approaching people for the opportunity and not necessarily the products. So how do you approach people for the opportunity? Does that make sense?
I am very sparing when I do that, mainly because I'm afraid. And I'm being honest with y'all, I'm afraid that they're going to turn it around and start asking me stuff. And I feel like sometimes our comp plan is so generous that until they start working it, until they start seeing it, I think it almost sounds too good to be true, right? So
exactly.
I'll be honest, I dumb it down a little bit. You know, I might, and a lot of times what I'll do, I had this one guy, I'll use this as an example. I had one guy who was with New Skin, and he was all interested, and he told me his story first. He was bragging about how long he'd been there, and, you know, I made $5,000. That was like really big. That was big time. I made $5,000, you know, by the time I was done, and I still get, you know, a little bit of that income and this, that, and the other. And so then he wanted to start, he was like, he flipped it around, of course, and wanted to ask me about my financial journey. Well, I started with Celeste. I thought hers is super, super unattainable, right? Like in a lot of ways, hers really is. Like sometimes when she talks about it, I'm like, really? I know that one day I will be there. I really believe that all of us one day will be making big bucks if we are consistently dripping on people. However, I like to start there. So then it kind of takes the shock off me if I start with her. Does that make sense? So I kind of start with that. I'm like, well, you know, my direct sponsor, blah, blah, blah. You know, she went double diamond, and that gives, you know, I can kind of just talk quickly about like how much roughly she would be making. And so then he's sitting there with this jaw drop, and he was like, and I go, but that, you know, then I dumb it down, and I'm like, well, in 14 months, I was able to go emerald, and this is what, you know, this is roughly, and I might even dumb that down a little bit too, just because it is so, but to get people started, I mean, now at this point, they see me in the Lexus, they see me going on these trips. I mean, they have a general idea, she's doing pretty good. So Jessica, to answer your question, if I really feel like they're going to financially benefit from it, my heart will just guide me with the right words. I mean, I will just say, sometimes I will say, would an extra few $100s a month change your life? That sounds really corny, but it puts the question back on them, and then they're self-reflective. And so they'll go, well, yeah, that was kind of a stupid question, right? Of course, a few $100s would benefit my life. And so then I just tell them, I go, well, you know, I will give you the tool belt to be able to do that. I will tell you. And then I had a couple people that were like, whatever, Natalie. And so they would challenge me a little bit, some of my newbies. And so I'd go, all right, are you down? Are you down for a good challenge? Especially my competitive people. And I'd say, I want you to post twice a day for 30 days and tell me what happens. 9 out of 10 of them that take my challenge and actually post twice a day for 30 days, even if they know nothing about the product, I tell them they can text me day or night and I will answer all questions for them in that first 30 days. They make over $500 a month. A lot of them go silver. A lot of them get so many preferred customers. They're like, oh my gosh, what happened? I had one lady and I go, what did you end up making your first month that you did that? She goes, $1,000. So I hope I answered your question, Jessica. A lot of times I will just tell them, or, you know, I'll speak from my heart and just say, you know, this is something that I would really like to discuss with you. And I struggle discussing the financial aspect because finances are a touchy subject with people. But with a few hundred, I go ahead and lay that foundation and hopefully they trust me. And then I'll just say, would a few $100 extra a month change your life? Yeah. A lot of times if they tell me that $100 is too much, that opens the door to me to tell me $100 is a lot of money to them, right? So if $100 is a lot of money to them to start up a business or to start, you know, getting their health in check, then $100 being made would be huge for them too. Or their priorities. You know, sometimes people will say $100 is a lot, but then they'll go spend several $100s on a Coach bag or whatever. So anyway, I know I answered that in the long, but do you have another follow-up question to that, or did I do okay?
No, you answered it really well. I think for me, you know, my background is in nursing, and I can talk about the products all day long, but I'm really trying to start to focus on the opportunity in the business side, and that's something, you know, I need to post more about. But I definitely take advantage, like you said earlier, about being in front of the person, and it comes out naturally. But I'm trying to, I guess, grow and improve how I naturally approach it. So you answered it very well. Thank you.
You're welcome. And you know, this is something that I don't openly talk about my faith. I'm not one that's but I do. Like, I'm like, you know, God, if this is what you want me to do, if this is the message I'm supposed to share with this person, if I'm supposed to talk to this person about their bowel movement, then give me the right words to do it. If I'm supposed to talk to them about their child who I can clearly see has ADD, or they're telling me their child's struggling with depression, give me the wisdom in the words and use me as a platform to be able to share this with that person. And the same thing with communicating finances. You know, that's such a touchy subject. And even in my position, it's a humble, like, there are days where I pinch myself. I'm like, but I know that I work hard at it, right? And so, I mean, I can justify it, but I also just ask for the word. What am I supposed to say? When am I supposed to say it? Maybe I'm just supposed to take note that day that Kimberly needs an extra bit of money this month, or that, you know, Kimberly struggles. And then I will close it with this. I get really excited about this company and all of our opportunities that I do get I do side road. But one of the things that I will sometimes start somebody with, especially if I can get them on the phone. If I can get them on the phone, take them for coffee, meet them for lunch, and that's the introvert in me. Like, I am actually better at taking them to coffee because I have to be somewhere than I am calling them on the phone. Now I'm sitting here going, I got like 3 people I'm supposed to call on the phone. But if they can hear my energy and excitement, one of the questions, and I ask a lot of questions, but one of them is, I know that a lot of people benefit from Plexus through wellness, and I kind of give a little snippet on what wellness is, because a lot of people think they're healthy because they eat organically and they work out. Well, really? I worked out and ate pretty well too, and my gut was an absolute nightmare, right? So I'll ask them, I'll go, what area do you think that you would benefit from? Do you think that, would you like to lose some extra weight? Would you like to get, overall wellness? Or do you think that you could benefit from, hearing a little bit about the financial background of it? And let them come to you, and they will flat out tell you, oh, well, I want X, Y, and Z, or I want all of the above. And so then you can say, okay, which one would be most important to you? And you can talk about that one. Like I had one lady tell me that she wanted to lose weight. As we're talking in this 30-minute phone conversation, she hasn't had a bowel movement in a week. Could you imagine? Like my heart went out to her, and I thought, that is why I'm supposed to talk to this person. Come to find out, wellness was far more important to her than weight, but weight is what brought her to me, right? And used me as a platform. She's now able to get off her prunes. Kind of makes me chuckle a little bit. I was like, it's so bad that she was eating prunes. And she lost 20 pounds. Anyway, I hope that answered your question. Somebody else asked a question, so I'm going to look down here. I have a question before she ends. Okay, Megan, hit me.
Okay, so when I first started, obviously I didn't know what I was doing. I've never done anything like this. And I think I may have made a mistake by reaching out to everybody the way I wrote it, because it wasn't personal. It was more of a sales pitch, I guess you can say, on Facebook. So I feel like I'm having to kind of rebuild the trust with people. And it wasn't like salesy where it's annoying, but I was excited. I was excited to start Plexus. I just wanted them to know. But I wish I would have maybe just started posting and let people see it, instead of me just, pouncing on the opportunity or, what products we have. Do you think just by other people seeing that, hey, I've been with it for a year, maybe I can, or am I thinking too much into it? What did you do when you first started off? Did you, contact people immediately, or did you just start posting?
No, and I wish I could see your face, because I want to high five you whenever I see you in person. Good for you.
Okay. Hi. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask here. So.
Good for you. I really commend you for being able to just, as you put it, pounce on them. What you did is, no matter we can't control how somebody receives the information that we give them, right? But you were giving it to them in an informative, loving way. And like you said, you were passionate about it, so you wanted to share that with them. So I commend you. That was your first drip. You dripped really hard on them the first time, and I think that's great. So many of us don't do that. We sit on our hands and we don't share. So I'm going to go ahead and applaud you for taking the bull by the horns and doing that. Now, I would follow up with all those people. It's been a year, and you can say, I'm sure you've seen my post. It's been a year now. I'm super passionate about it. As I stated earlier, I would love to take you to coffee. Let me know if a day works for you. Assume the sale. Assume the sale. And one of the things that I learned in sales, and not that I think that this is all sales, but one of the things that I learned in sales is that when I worked with the Limited way back when they'd come buy their outfit, I'd say, you need some socks and a belt to go with that, right? As a matter of fact, I do, and they're going to get the socks and belts. So just assume that. So you will be surprised, Megan, how many people are going to say, I would love that coffee. I would love to talk to you about, X, Y, or Z. And so I challenge you to keep dripping, keep posting on social media, but to reach back out to all those people that you feel like you pounced on. I don't think you pounced on them at all. I'm really proud of you. I didn't do that. And I'll tell you a little side note. Now, granted, Celeste had been taking the products 9 months before I started, but Celeste and I started at the same time.
Okay.
I told them, I love older people because they're so honest. So I told this one lady this at an event that I did, and she looked at me, and I love her for this, and she goes, well, what are you doing wrong?
Oh, goodness.
What did I do wrong? What do y'all think I did wrong? I didn't share. Fear froze me, and I didn't share for the first 2 months. I was like, I don't know anything. I don't this, I don't that. She had 9 months of product knowledge before, but regardless, she wasn't fearful, right? And so that's what I try to tell my people, and I really, I'm going to keep commending you because I think that's great. You laid the foundation a year ago for a lot of people that were like, you sparked a little bit of something in at least one of those people. I don't know how many you sent out, but I challenge you to go back, and you can copy and paste In fact, I'll give it to the girls. The girls and I have a message going back and forth, and I've started this with I took some of my rock stars or some of my ones that I think are going to be rock stars, and we have a daily message thread. And one of my little rock stars posted this little snippet, and it goes, "Hey girl," and it's like it's like this little jargon that she sends all of them. Now, if it's a guy, she's not going to send "Hey girl" to it. But, I'll share it with the girls, and then they can share it on their team page or whatever with you guys. But it's just a good way to message those people. So I hope I answered your question there, Megan. But good.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
I didn't do anything. To answer your question, I was not nearly as ambitious as you are. So good for you.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, I went way over. We knew I was going to do this, didn't we?
But it's so fun. I could listen to you all day long because you're just fun.
Well, thank you.
And you know what you're talking about. It's true. Like all these things that you're saying, I'm like, yeah, I did that. You know, like I was terrified at first too. And I didn't do it right at first. And so we learn. We're still learning.
Is there a wrong way to do network marketing? That's the thing. I think we women are too hard on ourselves. We didn't do it right. What does right look like?
Right. You got to do it. Yeah. You have to do it what works and how, you know.
I tell my girls this all the time. I have a few guys on my team, but mainly they're girls. I tell my girls, you cannot screw this up. You can't. Go do it. If you go do it with love and passion, you're not doing anything wrong. Just go do something. That's what I tell them all the time. Go do something. Yep. Now, as Dr. Laura would say, I'm going to end it on, now go do the right thing. Y'all know who she is? I love her. At the end, she's always like, now go do the right thing, and then hangs up. So there we go. We're going to end it on that. Unless y'all have any other questions. No? No, Jennifer? Okay. All right. Y'all were fun. Thank you for letting me share. I love Dr. Laura. Like, you know, and she reads people the right act, too, and I don't mind really doing that on my team either. So, okay,
thank you so much, Natalie.
And Ariel and Beth, y'all make sure, Beth, you do it since you're the rude one. Wink, wink, I'm kidding. Make sure that I have to go with my mom somewhere right now, but message me and remind me to send you. I have a couple little good snippets. There's no reason that we're reinventing the wheel either, right? Absolutely. We do not reinvent the wheel. Reinventing the wheel is not income producing. So let me send this. I have a couple really good ones. One's a little longer and one's a little shorter that I'll send over to you girls, and y'all can use. I don't think we have any boys on here. Okay, yeah, you can send over and use, and then I expect a report on how it's working.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, y'all have a good day.
You
Thank
too.
you, Natalie.
Thank